kill me, Kia. It just won't. It gets bloody close though. Good job.
Oh, it's fast.
Oh God.
Big pothole.
Oh jeez. Avoid the pothole.
You know, it's
very
funny.
solid. Ooh.
0 to 100 in seconds, and it is a deal breaker for me.
I have been living with this, the Kia EV5 long-term. That's not the name of the Kia. No. It's just what you've been doing. It's called the GT line. Clearly it's been a long time, hasn't it? For over 3 months now. In fact, I have to give it back tomorrow. And we've rushed now to film this because I was like, oh shit, I gotta give this back tomorrow. It's funny how deadlines approach like that. I hate that. And I love this thing in so many ways. The looks of it. Dude, fantastic. So cool. One of the best interiors, not just by like design, but by thought process. Like I can't tell you, so many Korean brains have gone into making this thing spectacular, like mind-blowingly good, right? It drives quite well, actually. It drives quite well, spoiler. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There is one giant caveat with that though, and we'll get to that in today's long-term review. I'll tell you everything I like about the Kia EV5 and everything I don't like. This thing launched in Australia like almost 6 months ago, and finally getting around to review it. So apologies for all you guys asking for it, and hopefully you don't hate us after this one. So let's get into it. Now, in terms of pricing, the Kia EV5, it actually is well priced. Roland, you know who you are. You've done a good job. Mr. Product Guy, you've done your research and I'm proud of you, all right? Yeah, we're in with the Kia people, okay? They love to feed us well. They do love to feed us well, but it unfortunately doesn't change our opinion on their cars. So 56,770, that is for the Air standard range. All the batteries are actually sourced from BYD, Build Your Dreams. Kia built theirs. Yes, and these are all built in China as well. The first Kia, at least imported to Australia, that is built in China, interestingly. Straight off the bat, the trim that I would recommend is actually the Air long range. So that will give you a WLTP of about 500 or so kilometers, just under. These things are not efficient in any way, as you'll find out. But at least that is 63,990. But it does compete with some very hefty competition. BYD Sealion 7, the rear wheel drive, which is very, very good. You have the Tesla Model Y rear wheel drive, which again is very, very good. In fact, you can go watch our FSD or full self-driving video of that. That is incredible. Insane, dude. Blew my mind. And of course, you have the XPENG G6, which again is very similar pricing. Step up to this though, this is the GT line. It adds a rear electric motor and a bunch of nice stuff on the interior, and that will set you back a whopping, it's like 74 grand. In fact, it's a bit more than that, Jacob. It's 75,990. Oh no. I could honestly keep listing out competitors. They keep coming. Geely EX5, that's like 40 grand, like super cheap. So yeah, this thing has to be good. And I'm glad to say that, especially with exterior design, this thing is really good. I love the way it looks. Dude, it is really cool. Very futuristic looking. So cool. The headlights, absolutely fantastic. Incredibly bright LEDs and very cool sequential turning signals. I love that the whole front end is plugged up. Of course, it's an EV. It needs to be as aerodynamic as possible. And you know that they've tried, I think, because in here, you have these air dams that open and close depending on whether it needs more airflow or not. And if it doesn't, closes. Got the Kia badge spelt out there. You've also got a sensor here as well. In fact, it's a radar sensor. And this thing does have incredibly good highway drive assist. It is Kia's latest and it is fantastic. It'll do lane change. Not quite FSD, but that is only literally just launched. In fact, as we're filming this, I'm not even allowed to tell anyone yet. When you see it, you'll know. Let's check out the side. Now, this is built on the latest platform from Kia. It is a cheaper EV platform, 400 volt architecture, and that will have effect on its efficiency. It's a shame, because a lot of EVs are now switching to 800 volt. Yes, exactly right. Not a lot in Australia though, to be fair, especially in this price bracket. You have these 20-inch alloy wheels. They are wrapped in some Solus tires. God, that's a really bad, it's Kumho. Kumho Solus, bro. Kumho. Kumho Solus, but it's not Solus. It's just Solus. They're actually good EV tires, very quiet. You know what, they're fine. They're good. Oh, this is not the greatest thing. So LFP battery is one of their degradations, pun intended, if you're a battery chemistry guy. You know what I just said. It has 11 kilowatt of AC charging, which is good. It's good on 3-phase, yeah. It is. I've been able to charge mine at 7 kilowatts because I don't have 3-phase. Silly boy. However, DC charging, 140 kilowatt max, which is okay. It's just not the fastest. You know, 2 years ago, that would have been blazing fast. Yeah, it's true. But for perspective, the Sealion 7 has 150 kilowatts here in Australia with an LFP battery, in fact, the same LFP battery, and the Tesla Model Y, well, that's even faster. That is 175 kilowatts of DC charging, and it's a much smaller battery, actually. So it charges faster, has more range. Oh no, Kia, what have you done? Anyway, Not the fastest charging, at least for its class. You have a 360 camera here, a very, very good 360 camera. Now, these doors have been a bit temperamental.
They are very temperamental.
Sometimes they open as soon as you walk up, it's fantastic. Sometimes they don't, and you'll just be standing here like, excuse me.
Like a bit of a knob.
Yeah, I guess it just doesn't recognize the pebble key. I gotta say though, shout out to Kia and their design. Literally, they wanna make this look like a pebble, so when you throw it, I guess, into your pebble jar. But really cool key, at least here on the GT line, because you can do things like, of course, remote start. We've come to know this stuff, but then you can also do things like move the car out of a spot.
Ooh. And as hard as you can try to run someone over with it, it just won't.
Let's test that out. Let's do a live test.
Uh-oh, you're really putting your body on the line for this one.
Kill me, Kia.
It just won't. It gets bloody close though.
Good job. Now I gotta move it back into frame, hang on. Anyway, that's a cool little gimmick. You can also download a phone app. I gotta say, Kia, you've done better phone apps, all right?
Have they?
Let me show you this, all right? A little widget. I definitely don't have 432 kilometers of range left.
No, that's just wrong.
And then if I press it, we load in. Let's see how long it takes if I wanna unlock the car, how long that command takes.
Oh, there we go, the range is updated.
Oh, there we go, that's good, at least when I opened it. Unlock, hang on. Let's see how long this takes. Oh, that wasn't too bad.
That was like, what, 4 or 5 seconds?
Maybe I'm complaining. You know, maybe I'm just nitpicking. I'm such an asshole. You have very tinted privacy glass here on the GT line, roof rails as well, and I absolutely love this design of the rear end. Again, I think Kia have absolutely nailed it in terms of looks.
Very cool. I mean, in my opinion, I think the EV3 just looks a bit nicer.
I think as car enthusiasts, we really like the EV3, and I totally agree with you. But as a family, like in this size, it's very cool.
Yeah.
About the size of a RAV4, if that interests you.
True.
Let's check out the bum. All right, let's talk about the bum of the EV5. And yeah, it is cool, man.
It's just a flat ass, you know?
It is flat, but flat in all the curvaceous ways you need, including a sequential turning indicator, which I love, except I think
it's so tiny.
They were like, how do we make this more premium? Let's make it sequential, but they didn't have much space to work with. So it's one of the smallest sequential indicators you will ever see. You also have a almost light bar. Kia badge spelt out there, GT line spelt out there, EV5 spelt out there. Don't know what that is, but anyway, pretty cool.
Spelt out.
Very squat ass, and I like it. Let's open up the bum, power tailgate, naturally. Ooh. Opens quite fast, naturally. Inside is where I'm most impressed. So in terms of literage, what are we at, Jacob?
513 bloody litres.
So
that's VDA as well.
Yeah, so that's quite good. There's heaps of space in here, but there's a lot more going on under the skin. So you get these storage areas here and up here as well. Check this out. You can lift this up and you get a massive amount of storage under there.
Huge.
Not quite Tesla Model Y levels of massive amounts of storage, but still good. I love this though.
That is actually awesome.
So you get like essentially a split level boot if you want it. I wouldn't be putting suitcases up there because they might fly forward and decapitate someone, but you can use it as like, okay. You can use it as a cat thing, I guess. Or alternatively, you can type away here. That's pretty good, but you can just hear the quality of it. It's just gas struts.
That is so cool.
You also get a household socket here, which is really good. And you've got these little clips here, which you can move around as like little hooks, customize your EV5 to your liking. You can also drop the rear seats. That will give you over 1,700 liters of boot space, but it actually folds in a really smart mechanism where the whole base will move as well. And that creates a completely flat floor to the point where you can use some of Kia's accessories. Now, as part of this, they did send me accessories, and don't worry, I'm gonna give them back with the car as well. I don't get to keep them, but there's some really cool ones. This is probably the least cool, but still cool to me. If you're a nerd like me, you can use this as a
phone charger.
V2L. Yeah, you can use this as a very powerful V2L. So you plug it in, you plug something into there, that's good. The other things that you can get for this thing, and I love this because Kia actually put a lot of effort into it, and I don't think enough people talk about shit. But you can get things like a bed, a mattress that has been purposely built for this Kia EV5 or any Kia EV5.
Dude, I was pretty surprised to see that.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can get a full camping kit, including a table, accompanying chairs, and a rolly thing for the beach.
Yeah, you know what? You don't see that with your bloody Toyota RAV4, do you?
No, at least they didn't send it to us for any long-term review. So yeah, really, really cool stuff that you can do with this, and there's plenty of storage space. It's certainly better than a BYD Sealion 7, but not quite as good in really any way than a Tesla Model Y. That just beats it.
And also, those rear seats, they are the fastest folding in the world.
They are. That is their claim to fame. Except for, what was that car? The MG QS. That was
that was just violent.
Yeah, it was just violently sprung. This thing also has a frunk, which is bigger than that of a BYD Sealion 7, but nowhere near as big, again, as a Tesla Model Y. And you're gonna kind of see that as a theme throughout here. I'll tell you what will blow your mind though, the interior. Let's talk about that.
Let's check it out.
Alrighty.
Oh, that is actually a good thonk.
Interior now of the Kia EV5 GT line. Wow. Okay.
It's insane.
And it's loaded with tech as well. A bit different from a Tesla, which wows you with just its giant screen.
Minimalism.
Yeah, minimalism. This is not minimalist, but I like it. I like it because it's familiar, and I like it because it's got a few cool features. I don't know if it's my stupid fingers, right? But I can't get my fingerprint sensor to work about 80% of the time.
Bro, are you a criminal?
Yeah.
Have you burnt off your fingertips on purpose?
Maybe. But my partner, Monique, she can. Her fingers work. So good for you, Monique.
You're a bit grubby. You're a bit grubby with your fingers there.
I will say, once you've put in your password and you're logged in, that is one of my favorite things ever, especially living with a car long term. You share it with your partner who is of a different size to you. She is much smaller and fitter, frankly. Well, it means that your seat is in the right position. Everything is how you want it. Your ambient lighting, the sound, if you want fake sound, I've got fake sound.
Even the acoustic settings on the speakers.
Exactly right. The tech in here is fantastic. So this display here, it is really fast, snappy, responsive, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, both of which work really well. So yep, that is good. Sound system in here, the Harman Kardon, it might be branded Harman Kardon, but
it's not the best. No, it gets a bit distorted at higher volumes.
Very tinny, really great bass. In fact, it's probably too much bass and very tinny. So I don't know why Kia can't really do like a good sound system in their cars. So there's just something going on. This is really annoying. So your air conditioning controls are literally exactly where your hands go, the 10 and 2. You can't see the aircon controls here.
That's every Kia now. Yeah. So annoying.
I don't know why they do it. They actually moved it from the Kia Sportage where it was a panel there and it was just not great. They moved it there. That's also not great. Keep it right there where you've got some air conditioning controls, which thankfully are the only things I touch because I keep it on auto, but at the same time, what the f is the point? Anyway, you've also got a digital driver's display up in front of you. It's very simple, minimalistic, and it just works. It shows enough information, it's not too much. And up in front of you is, they call it an augmented reality heads-up display. Oh. It's just a heads-up display.
Very, very high tech.
Yeah, just a big heads-up display. That's pretty cool. In terms of the design, like, wow, this is nice and soft touch. And it looks great. This, weirdly scratchy, but this is nice and soft as well. The steering wheel feels so good to hold in the hands, man. Really, really nice. I don't think it's real leather. I think they're using, I don't know, vegan leather or something, i.e. plastic, but it's fraying, and it's been fraying since day one.
That could be the stitching though, not the leather.
100% is the stitching. It's just weird that it's doing that.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you recycle.
It's like fishing net.
Yeah, something like that. It's weird. Anyway, buttons here to control everything. Super easy to use. It's extremely ergonomic in here, except for the air conditioning controls. Maybe a couple of other things. Drive mode selector is here, which is funny as well. Don't love the buttons here. That's really hard to press, and I'm constantly missing it when I'm driving, so there's that. You've got a USB-C fast charger here. You've also got another one there, and a 12-volt socket. Love that. Qi wireless phone charger, which is good. Weirdly, and we've got to talk about this, all right? We just have to.
Oh, we're going to talk about it now, are we?
The seats. So I like the seats, but they've done too much.
It's a bit overboard on the whole engineering side of things.
Yeah, they've gone overboard with some unfortunate compromises. So for example, your passenger seat here, if you lift this up, you can see it here. It's just got this big open area, which is nice. This isn't, by the way, like a dicky seat. You can't put a third person in between.
No.
You'll die, so don't do that. And people have been complaining on like the owners forums and stuff, which I've joined. Not that I'm an owner, but I like to peruse.
You like to feel like one.
Yeah, I like to go deep dive, like an undercover agent. They complain a lot about not having any sort of center armrest here, which I kind of agree with. Like, it's just,
I kind of get it. Yeah. I mean, I do like it because it makes it feel like a loungy kind of experience.
Yeah.
It feels very plush.
It's a bit different.
You miss out on some practicality.
And instead, you get this like pocket, which is great. Like, for example, sometimes I just like to drive like that. And, you know, off I go.
You feel comforted, like you're holding someone's hand.
I quite like that. Kia say that it's for your phone or your wallet, but the reality is, like, it's just a waste of space. So there is that. And the seats as well. So if you have a passenger, for example, that likes to sit far forward, well, good luck accessing your Qi wireless charger or anything in here. In fact, I've lost quite a lot of stuff here, and I've only realized like a week later, like, oh, that's where it is.
Actually, if my mum was in this car, you wouldn't even see the wireless charger.
Yeah, well, there you go. The other thing as well is because this is all one piece, when you move this seat, it doesn't move up and down. In fact, it's just quite basic. It's four-way adjustment.
Yeah, or you can't tilt it because otherwise you'd hit the center console.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't lift it or anything. It's just strange. And also that is tied with the passenger. So if your passenger likes to sit far back, then your arm's going to be like that. It's just weird, right?
It's a strange decision.
It's a strange decision. And also, like, this gloss plasticky area under here becomes so dirty.
Because it's never really touched.
No.
Yeah.
You do get massage in that seat though. And speaking of massage,
it's not as good as what you're dealing with.
No. So on this side, you can go into like a zero gravity mode, which is fantastic. Like this seat here is incredible. You have some of the best massage I've experienced in any car under like $200,000. It's crazy.
In fact, that seat in general might just be one of the best car seats ever.
Yeah. Genuinely, Kia have done an incredible job, and they literally could have just planted this seat there and gotten rid of this and amazing. You would have had the most ergonomic front two seats ever, but they didn't. They compromised. Storage here. It's quite a bit of storage. You get a couple of cup holders here with a little hidden cup holdy thing and a bit more storage under there as well. Door bins are very small. That is kind of a shame. But overall, I've honestly loved driving this thing. And even sitting in this seat has been fun. But sitting here, you notice it. You know, if you go from driving it to sitting there, you notice it. Should we check out the back seat? Alrighty.
Ooh.
A couple of things I forgot to mention, by the way. Double glazing on the windows. So yeah,
very nice.
They clearly care about that kind of stuff. So yes, it's a relatively quiet interior, not the quietest in its class, but quiet enough. It's also extremely open and airy, which is fantastic. You get a massive sunroof here on the GT line, and it's almost like convertible experience.
It opens so wide.
So wide. But a couple of misses. So first of all, why is that scratchy? That's just weird. Second of all, you've got no sunshade.
Yeah, which is a bit of a miss because you normally see them on these kind of cars.
100%. Very weird miss from Kia. Very, very weird. Now, at 5'11", I've got heaps of legroom. Toe room as well is really good. Headroom is fantastic as well. These seats, they're again, very, very nice leather. They're heated on the outboard seats, and that joins, by the way, heated and cooled seats up front and a heated steering wheel. So that is very, very good. You can fold down this center armrest, and that is nice and soft with a couple of cup holders as well. And there's a couple of very, very cool features that clearly Kia have given a lot of thought and attention to. So you have a fridge here, which is really nice.
That.
It's both cooled and heated. Now you might be thinking, wow, that's the first Kia I've seen that has that. And you'd be right. In fact, not many cars have that unless you go to China. And that's where...
In which case, every car.
Every car has that. So that is a very Chinese market thing. But I'm glad that Kia have brought that to Australia, even if, you know, it's like whatever, like in some markets here, it's a big thing. You have a USB-C on this side, USB-C here, fast USB-Cs as well. And I love this too. You get a tray table, much like an airline, but again, it's kind of dependent on how this person is sitting, because right now it's at a bit of an angle.
I mean, to be fair, that's also the same as on a plane.
Yeah, that is also true. And you can work off it, you could eat off it. That's really, really cool. I like that a lot. You have air vents here in your B pillars, which I always love. It means that you can have it blowing at your face and not at your knee, which is a big thing, I think. Also, check this out. Look how far I can recline. Oh, that's a lot.
Pretty bloody good.
If I really wanted to, I could sit like that.
It's good for your posture.
Gotta wonder why this is like one of the settings, you know?
I guess for more boot space.
Then why wouldn't you just fold it flat, you know what I mean? Anyway, what do I know? You know, I'm just a simpleton. But you don't have to be a simpleton. Because that's why we have CarSauce Buy, baby. We have thousands of dealers who we make literally fight each other to get you the best deals possible on any new car, and you will get hundreds or thousands of dollars off your next new car. So join our thousands of very, very happy customers by scanning the QR code on your screen now, or just Google us CarSauce Buy. Our dedicated team of car buyers will help you out. Daddy Jacob.
Is it time to launch this thing?
Let's launch it.
Ooh.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob.
This
Car's
is
already in
where
sport mode.
this is where the GT line should excel.
So they claim a 0 to 100 of 6.3 seconds.
Oh gosh,
Piss me.
There's two big boys in this car. We're gonna weigh it down.
I think you could add 3 tons to this.
It would still get 6.3.
It would still be heavy, you know.
That's true.
Oh, it's fast.
Oh god,
Big pothole.
oh jeez, avoid the pothole.
You know, it's
very
funny.
solid.
It's torque steering.
Ooh, that is actually better than the claim.
Better than the claim. 0 to 100 in 6.19 seconds. The thing that I find hilarious about this, because the motor at the front is bigger than the motor at the rear, as you'll find out in a second, it torque steers like an old hot hatch.
We love a bit of torque steer on the channel.
Let's drive this thing normally.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob.
That's dadwa to you.
Sorry. Drive mode.
Oh, it's in the... Oh, whoa.
Whoa. Stop accelerating.
That's really, really linear.
It already begins. Alright.
Turn that crap off before we talk about the powertrain.
I don't know, can I just say, I thought Kia fixed all this stuff, and then I got into the EV5, and it was just doing this.
And you were just thinking, why did I book into this car long term?
Stop beeping at me.
Off.
Where's the driver attention warning?
Everything off.
Alright. So, that aside, let's talk about how this thing drives, because there is like 99%. I know it's obscure, but it's not even on, idiot. It's still clearly on. Anyway, 99% good, but there's one deal breaker for me. So first things first, this is the GT line, meaning that we get the all-wheel drive powertrain, baby, and it puts out...
Well, the front motor puts out 160 kilowatt, the rear motor puts out 70 kilowatt. Combined, that's 230 kilowatt, 480 newton meters. So very healthy numbers there.
Very, very healthy.
Very strong.
Especially when you consider that this is built on Kia's newest platform. So yes, it puts down power, nice,
very,
fast,
very smooth.
And yeah, it's got a lot of power. It certainly doesn't ride as well as its counterparts, the EV3.
EV3 is really, really good.
The EV6 or the EV9, which is interesting because Graham Gamble did do the suspension of this. He's an Aussie guy and he knows what he's doing.
He's done a good bloody job with the Kia Tasman.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this is one of his finer works, I'll be completely honest.
No, and when you compare it to like a Tesla Model Y, it just doesn't perform as well. If we put this thing into sport modes, then you can feel it. It's got very heavy steering, but the suspension doesn't really line up for it. It's also extremely heavy.
You can feel it
initially.
in the corners.
Let's go over the ball buster and feel that.
Oh, okay. I did a good job absorbing most of that.
Yeah,
that was a little bit more of a bump than I expected.
Maybe it's attacking Graham here for the wrong reasons. I actually don't think it's his fault. I think it's the car's fault. It's so
the platform
heavy. And let's talk about why that's not a good thing. Because yes, you do get really good power delivery. It's fast. I don't love that it's front wheel drive when pretty much all of its competitors are rear wheel drive, even at this price point or less. So that does kind of suck. It's never going to drive as well as a front wheel drive biased car anyway.
To be fair to Kia for that point though, it is a family SUV and I don't think people are really going to care whether it's front wheel drive or rear wheel drive.
But you can discern if you drive them back to back.
That is true.
The other thing that it leads to is terrible efficiency. So let's have a look at it right now.
Oh God, I'm kind of scared.
Too much. Over the life of this car, 23.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers.
And that's over the long run, by the way. That's not just this drive. That is over 3,000 kilometers almost. So
that's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible, really bad.
Efficiency.
Really poor.
Tickle me.
Let's do it.
And that is by far the biggest deal breaker of this car, because when you consider the fact that this one here has an 88.1 kilowatt hour battery, but it's 84 kilowatt hours usable.
That's a very large battery.
Do some quick math.
Oh my goodness, yeah, dude, you're only going to be getting like 400 max kilometers of range out of this beast. Oh my goodness.
I'll tell you what, they can make a car that weirdly handles well. But that's the issue. You're only getting 400 kilometers of range out of this car, and that is bad. That is just so bad.
Really poor.
It's about 2 times worse efficiency than a Tesla Model Y.
And to break the fourth wall here, we were having a conversation about this before we even started filming. We were like, why is the efficiency so bad? And we can't put our finger on it because it's got a good aerodynamic design. The motors we would assume are quite efficient. The only thing we can really think of is the battery chemistry.
Yeah, it is LFP, and that is a BYD blade battery. Although then you look at something like
Sealion 7.
Sealion 7. Anyway, their chemistry, they're less dense than, for example, an NMC battery, and they're much heavier as a result. But even that, the performance, 0 to 100 in like low 4 seconds.
Yeah.
It's still about 20 kilowatt hours, so better than this.
Yeah, so better performance and better efficiency. It doesn't really line up.
No, I think Kia have actually kind of screwed it on this one. And everything else about this car is good, and I enjoy driving it, but it's just that efficiency that has been annoying. I found myself charging this up way too often.
100% agree.
Too often.
Yeah, it's just a shame because the rest of the car, like you said, NVH in here is fantastic.
Great.
No wind noise, road noise is minimal. It's super comfy. I think the suspension is on the softer end, but it's still really comfy. You know, it doesn't give you that road sickness where you get that floaty feeling, but I don't know, man. That range is hard to look past.
It's just hard.
Yeah.
It's tough. And it is a deal breaker for me because everything else about this car is good. And yes, you can get like lower variants with a bit more range, but they're still inefficient. And that's the issue, is that you're still getting a huge battery and you're paying more for that. Honestly, at this point, I don't know why you would buy this over, for example,
a Tesla Model Y.
Or a BYD Sealion 7 or an XPENG G6. Apart from the dealer stuff, I don't know why. It's like, why wouldn't you buy a Geely EX5 for about 20 grand less with about the same amount of range and similar driving characteristics, similarly annoying with the bings and bongs. So anyway, I gotta say, I didn't expect to be disappointed by this thing. I'm disappointed.
I think we both are. Yeah.
Let's get to our final thoughts.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob.
bloody time to
Final
give this
thoughts.
thing back.
I think it's priced actually quite well. It's very much in line with its competitors. It looks really, really good. Heaps of practicality. I absolutely love that about this thing. GT line spec is phenomenal. Like everything you get, all the inclusions, you couldn't want anything more except for maybe a better sound system, frankly. The way it drives is also quite good, but it is let down by its platform. I'm not sure if because it's built on a 400-volt architecture. I'm not sure if it's because it's really heavy with a giant LFP battery. And I'm not sure if it's from inefficient electric motors, but there is something going on to make the Kia EV5 very inefficient, which essentially doubles your running costs. Because if you compare this thing to an equivalent Tesla, you're getting far worse fuel economy, like 40, 50% worse in this.
Fuel economy.
I guess you can call it that.
Yeah, kind of.
Electric economy?
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, there is that to consider. That is by far the biggest deal breaker. And until Kia have confirmed to me that they have fixed that, whether it's a software update or whether it's changing the motors or whether it's changing the batteries, I don't know. I know that in Europe and in Canada, weirdly, they are getting an NMC battery shared with the Kia EV3. Until they do that, it's hard to recommend.
It really is, especially when the Model Y exists and it's really, really good.
Exactly right. Let us know what you guys thought though down in the comment section below. Are you gonna rush out to buy a Kia EV5? Do you own a Kia EV5? And of course, if you wanna buy one of these or any new car, make sure you check out carsauce.com/buy, Google us or scan the QR code and we will help you, as we've helped thousands of very savvy Aussies. I said that in a weird way.
Because there's a cat rubbing your leg?
It's freaking me out a little bit. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.